Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Someone is lying, or some people are lying, and it's very interesting that I found this little article right here, and right in the title where I read mobile, I was like, that reminds me of something else, my friends. Guess what? About what? Ta-da! Remember this one? Para Russian occupiers actively use mobile crematoriums. Now that reminds me of mobile, which sends me here with mobile labs found in Iraq, and the crematoriums sends me to the Nazis. So it seems like this article hit two birds with one stone. So let's see who's lying, what's lying, where is the lie. This article comes from the 26th of January 2023 from the respectable news outlet Ukrainska Pravda. Ukraine's defense intelligence says the Russian invaders are actively using mobile crematoriums due to heavy losses in the war against Ukraine. The source is Hanna Maliar, Deputy Defense Minister of Ukraine, so that's official, and I'm quoting Maliar. According to the Chief Intelligence Directorate, so the intelligence told them that, of the Ministry of Defense, given the catastrophic situation that was developed, the enemy is actively using mobile crematoriums. In particular, a constant movement of about 5 such crematoriums is observed behind the frontline positions of the occupiers. Oh man, those are monsters. Okay, that's what I need to get out of this so far. The Russians are monsters. Cremation take place without any identification. My God, those people have mothers and fathers, children and brothers. These Russians are just, oh my God. And accounting of these bodies of the dead occupiers. So, without any identification or accounting of the bodies. That's how these guys are burning those bodies, according to the Ukrainians. Details, according to Maliar, this way the Russian command conceals huge losses of military personnel and continues to apply, and I'm quoting, the traditional Russian practice of depriving the families of their dead of benefits and compensation advertised by Russian propaganda. End quote. Oh my God. So what we need to take out of this, according to this I don't want to use bad words, people, Maliar and intelligence, is that the Russians are so evil that are burning these guys without knowledge of the population. But hey, guess what? The Ukrainians broke the news to anyone. Now we all know it, okay? But hey, let's see the other article about those mobile labs that the Iraqis had and the Americans found them, all right? Let's check those out. I love that subject. All right, let's go here. Pa-dam! So this is CNN. Oh no! CNN, the name of whatever you can trust. Is that what it is? All right. US says that mobile labs found in Iraq. This is from April 15, 2003. Remember, the invasion of Iraq started in March 2003. So, Karbala, Iraq. U.S. troops have found 11 mobile laboratories buried south of Baghdad that are capable of biological and chemical uses. A U.S. general said Monday. Which one? There were no chemical or biological weapons with the containerized labs. All right, none didn't find that. Oh my God! Let's move to the next article. Pa-dam! Now this is Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. Okay, what is this? I mean, we're gonna use sources, hard sources. Okay, the other one was CNN. Parap, remember this one? Parap, CNN. This one comes from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. What is that? Para. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, United States funded international broadcaster. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty is a United States government funded organization that broadcasts and reports news, information and analysis to countries in Eastern Europe, Central Asia, Caucasus and the Middle East, where it says the that, and I'm quoting, the free flow of information is either banned by government authorities or not fully developed. Well, I remember when it was under the communist system in Romania, people were listening to these guys, actually believing them. When I found that this is funded by the United States, I said, okay, thank you very much, bye-bye. The same as the Voice of America, if you remember that one. My friends from Poland, I know you heard about that, from Hungary, from all the Eastern European countries. Now, let's read this Weasel article, right? Powell, this guy who came in front of the United Nations and made a fool of himself, if you remember, with those drawings of labs, mobile labs that CNN reported that they found them. Powell says U.S. intelligence on Iraq mobile labs flawed. This is from April 3, 2004. This is April 15, 2003. So this is after a year after they took care and brought freedom and democracy to Iraq. So let's see what what these guys are saying. In February 2000, in Colin Powell, okay? In February 2003, before the Iraq war started in March that year, Powell made a presentation to the Security Council that included what he said was evidence showing the existence of mobile Iraqi chemical and biological weapons laboratory. Baba, remember this one with Maliar? Okay, now let's go back to this bullshit. No such weapons development trailers or other weapons of mass destruction have been found in Iraq since President Saddam Hussein's regime was toppled. The alleged existence of Iraq weapons of mass destruction was the major part of the Bush administration's argument for war, says the Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, which is a United States-funded international broadcaster. Let's go back here to these weasels. All right, Powell told reporters that the evidence he presented to the Security Council now appears not to have been dependable. No. Powell said he hopes a U.S. commission investigating intelligence on Iraqi weapons will find out how the Central Intelligence Agency CIA ended up depending on unreliable sources for evidence he used to argue for the war. Too late, you screwed up your authority and your character. Radio Free Europe, CNN, with the A general said that they found them. And then we get to Maliar. Russian occupiers actively use mobile crematoriums. Now, it is up to you to believe it or not. Is that, when you trespass at your own risk. Believe it at your own risk. So, what do you think? I don't believe, okay? Especially in time of war. That's the first one. Remember, the first victim in a war is truth. But all sides, not the Ukrainians only. Believe me, the Russians are still human. Unlike the way Maliar tries to portray them, like beasts. Basically, who would do such a thing, man? Who would burn people without returning the cadavers, the bodies to the loved ones? Only monsters. All right, my friends. You see, you have so many examples from the past with news. And I use CNN, I use Radio Free Europe, which is nobody can attack me for that one, okay? I'm talking about those guys attacking me. Because if they attack me with that, you're going to believe CNN, Radio Free Europe, funded by the US government. That's a trusted news outlet right there, right? And then you have Maliar. Anyway, I'm glad you've been with me again today. As I said, history gives us so many examples and you see patterns. That's why I'm very weary about NATO being in charge of this planet. Why, again, look back 30 years, not even 30 years. And you're going to find how NATO defended truth, love, justice, democracy, and all that. How they were used for certain purposes. You know what I mean? I feel uncomfortable with that put it in at least uncomfortable, okay? And if someone tells me, well, you know what, they had to do it, but after they sort things out, and we're gonna have Pax Americana, NATO will be the enforcer of the good, love, and all that, okay? And if you believe that, I would like you to give me about $50,000, and I will give it to you back tomorrow with a 3,000% interest. You're gonna be rich the next day if you're gonna find me. See, that's the way. If you believe this, you believe that I'm gonna see you the next day, all right? With a 3,000% interest rate for the $50,000 you're gonna give me. Cash in my little nail. Unbelievable. But do you think that weasels remember that? No. Too much beer, belly beer, TV, click, click. The game starts, honey! My show starts! There you have it. Kids, go and clean your room. I don't know. Hey, who smokes here something? And things like this. This is the... Watch that movie, which I heartily recommend, Idiocracy. Please do that. And it's idiotic, the movie. It's very simplistic, not simplistic, ridiculous. But it has a deep meaning if you go through it. It's funny, I think. It's crazy funny, like retarded funny. Differently abled funny. You can say that word. You have to use a euphemism because we don't die anymore. We just pass away. Oh my God. Anyway, man, we don't have stewardesses right now. We have flight attendants. You remember? Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. We don't have, we have ladies of the night. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.